Welcome to part 3 of the freehand flame tutorial, brought to you by myself and airbrushtutor.com. In this chapter, we're going to be taking a look at the most difficult part to creating fantastic looking freehand flames. To get to the point we're at now, we've already created 2 different color layers, each with varying amounts of detail. Your next step is to add some of that lemon yellow color into your airbrush and heavily reduce it, adding 1 part paint to 1 part reducer. Let's get started. We begin by covering the details on the skull. Remember that the yellow is the hottest part of the flame and therefore it's going to be the sharpest layer. And in order to get sharp results without using stencils, we need to move in very closely to our subject and create the sharpest lines and blends at a height of around 1 centimeter. Notice that I'm staying well within the orange areas. This is a general rule of thumb. However, it can, and probably should, be broken from time to time. It does look fine if a little lick from the yellow layer appears directly onto part of the red layer. However, you should not be creating any new full shapes or any large objects directly onto the red areas without a base of orange underneath. Notice that I've left plenty of space between the yellow shapes. If you add too much paint in this layer, then you're going to lose any detail that you created underneath it, and your whole fire texture just begins to look too flat. If in doubt, take a step back and have a look at how you're progressing. Once you're happy with the extent of your shapes, load some straight transparent yellow into your airbrush and completely cover the entire artwork until you've got some bursting bright yellow flames. Now generally, I just encourage you to do 3 layers with your fire, and by 3 layers, I mean the red, orange and yellow layer. We're going to use that same light yellow color that we've been using, however we're going to go into the brightest areas, or the most yellow areas, and we're just going to very carefully and very lightly apply a couple of little sharp blends to show that that's a super hot spot, and it gives an added bit of dimension to your fire. So remember to stay within the boundaries of the yellow and not to follow the shape of the yellow perfectly either. Let's get cracking. Final little tweak to your flames, you have the option of adding one last layer of dimension. And this can be done using straight transparent blue. Reduce at a ratio of 1:1. Load it into your airbrush and carefully apply it to any areas of the artwork where you feel that the red heat reflection extends too far. Add a subtle amount of blue to these areas and you'll notice a purple shift, while the colors seamlessly blend into the background of your artwork. This is how we do it. I started off in the same place as everyone else when it comes to creating this effect. The only thing that stands between you and your goal is a cheeky little leprechaun called practice. Thank you so much for watching. This has been an insight into my methods of how I create these freehand flames, the stencilless fire method. I hope you've picked up a couple of new techniques. I hope I've made you smile, and I thank you so much for watching, and remember to always spread the love.